Welcome back to the Wildlands Garden, and for part 2 on growing bananas in cool or colder climates. So many parts of the USA, all of England and many parts of Europe have freezing or frost or snow or all of those during the winter. So can you grow bananas, which are a tropical plant, and more importantly, can you get bananas to fruit whilst living in one of those colder climates? So in part 1 I showed you how to create a banana circle, so let's just have a quick refresher of what a banana circle looks like and how I put it together. So the basic premise of a banana circle is you dig a hole, concave bowl shaped hole in the middle, which is round and about 1 metre wide, up to 2 metres would be the maximum sort of size, and then the earth that you take out from the hole you put round the outside, making a kind of giant donut. And then the hole that you've created is then about 3 feet deep from the bottom of the hole to the top of the berms at the side or the ridges. And then you fill this hole, which is also like this shape, you fill it as if you were making a compost heap. So you would put logs and so on at the bottom, and then smaller twigs and straw and rotting material and garden waste and kitchen waste, exactly as if you were creating a compost heap. And then that starts rotting down and creates nutrients in the circle, and then on the berm around the outside, the big circle that's mounted up, you plant your bananas, hence it being called a banana circle. And the idea is that you can also use the hole filled with compost to get rid of water, grey water, kitchen water, shower water and so on. Chuck it in the middle of the hole. That's what a lot of people in tropical countries use banana circles for, as well as for growing bananas to eat. And now that we've created said banana circle itself with its lovely centre of compost, it's now time in tonight's episode to get our lovely bananas planted out. So it's worth pointing out that I'm currently stood in the food forest in late February of 2024, and the banana circle was created in April of last year and planted out in late April, early May, as we had a late frost last year. And we're currently in the winter, and you'll see in the distance behind me, which is over there with the black fleece on top, that is the banana circle now in February of 24, all wrapped up to protect it from the winter. And I'll show you why you should do that and how you do that, and how you can keep your bananas growing through the winter in one of the next episodes on the banana circle. So enjoy tonight's episode. Next, which is super exciting, especially for me, I can't wait to show you guys, I'm getting the banana circle planted up with the bananas. Cautious about the weather because it has been cold at night, but now I've decided it's time to get them in the ground, so get them planted up, and I can show you what the banana circle looks like with her bananas in the ground.
It's all getting exciting in the garden at the moment.
It's really exciting. So let's go down to Banana World. It's a very exciting day today. Today is planting of the banana circle. It's been a long time coming. It's been a few months since I made the circle, so there will be a whole video out with the banana circle from the beginning to its completion. So in tonight's episode, I'm just going to get bananas in and start planting some of the complementary plants that are going to go in the banana guild. So the challenge that I've given myself is, can I grow bananas in the climate here that I can eat? So I've made some really good compost here. So it's made up of 1/3 actual potting compost bought from the garden centre, and then it's made up of a bag of bio fertiliser, which is basically sheep and horse poo that's well composted, and then 2 parts of our own compost made up of horse manure and composted kitchen waste. So that's 2 parts of ours, 1 part of each of the others, to make a very nutrient rich compost here, which is what I'm going to plant the bananas in. So bananas like a lot of food, a lot of nutrients, a lot of organic matter. So I'm not only going to plant them in that, but I'm going to spread it over the top. And then bananas must have chop and drop for them to fruit, which is basically as a leaf dies off and a new one is coming through, the old leaf you chop off, cut it up, put it on the surface around the banana, mimicking what would happen in a rainforest. So I'm planting my bananas relatively close based on the fact that some of these could grow to 20 foot, but I'm also going to be closely planting lots of ground cover and other plants to complement them as part of their guild. So that will be in between on the inner side of the berm being this hump. And if you remember from previous videos, this pile of straw is actually 3 foot deep, and it's a rich compost that did get up to 50 degrees, so it's quite composting in the middle, and the idea there is it's the heat and the nutrients from that will also feed the bananas. It's all part of the banana circle, and you can put urine and also grey water in this circle, and the bananas and the carnas and so on will filter that out for you and put it back into the environment in a safe way whilst feeding all your plants. So it's a bit of a win-win. Look at this lovely stuff. So I'm super excited to share with you the banana circle, which is finally finished, and we've got all the bananas in now. So we've got carnas at the front, 2 either side, which are already expanding, but at the very front, Chinese bananas. And then on opposing sides, we've got Museron Sante, which is the red banana. And then we've got 2 pairs either side of one of the rarest carnas, Carna Durban, which I will have for sale on the Wildlands for those visiting and at markets coming soon. And then here at the back we've got 3 edible or fruiting bananas, which are Musa Canarius, Portuguese sourced bananas. And then at the front, spaced out, we've got 4 Alocasia or giant taros, which in theory should get massive. And of course you're aware from previous videos that in the middle the compost is about 3 foot deep, so from the middle bottom of the compost to this level is 3 foot, so that is all rotting away in the middle, staying warm, and that will also help to feed the bananas. And then here, which I nearly forgot, we have 2 lemongrasses that Missy grew for me, which are very good with tropical plants. I've got one here and one on the other side. What's really exciting, which is since I planted the bananas, which is actually about 2 weeks, so with the magic of YouTube we've jumped forward in time, but the bananas, these edible ones, are putting out their babies or suckers at the bottom. So this particular one here has got 6, that one's got a couple, and that one's got a couple. And the way that these function as a provider of fruit and the way that they grow is in the ground you have a rhizome, so like a bulb, and each one of these is coming directly out of the bulb. So this stem here will produce 1 bunch of bananas in about 15 months from when it was planted, and then once it's fruited, this stem is then no longer of any use. It's not viable, they only fruit once. As soon as this stem fruits, you then cut it down at the ground, chop and drop, use it as fertilizer, and then each one of these babies will then in turn become a later fruiting stem. Of this experiment is, can we get these to fruit in central Portugal? Now I say that because although bananas are tropical plants and they like the sun, we're obviously in a very arid and dry situation in the sun here, so it's not particularly humid. So this is why we've got the sprinklers here to create a more humid environment for them. Plus also we get some very brutal frosts here. Very different to UK frost, because although we went down to -6.9 in the polytunnel according to our digital thermometer, which is very accurate, so whilst that is very, very cold, especially cold for bananas that do not like anything resembling freezing in most cases, the frosts here are very short and brief. So it might be that that's minus 6.9 was just for a couple of hours, very early morning, whereas in the UK you might have minus 5 and that might be there for 3 or 4 days or even a week or two. So the ground itself is freezing hard in the UK, whereas here it's harsh but brief. So my plan is to wrap these bananas in the winter because we need to protect these large long stems so that we can get fruit if we're going to get these bananas through a 15-month period from this size to fruiting. So stay tuned over the coming months and into next year and see how we do with fruiting. The very encouraging thing is Joaquim at Sementes de Palvarino, who supplies a lot of our plants and our composts and gravels and so on. He does have a banana in a large pot, and it is outside but it is under the cover of an open barn, and he has got bananas. He doesn't wrap his, he just leaves it there and it's fruiting for the first time. So he's got little bananas like that. So if he can do it, we can do it. And we've also watched other channels in America have a similar climate to us, very, very hot in the summer, very cold in the winter, and they're also getting fruiting bananas. So I'm very confident, so it's very exciting. So what do you think of the banana circle?
Oh, I think it looks absolutely beautiful.
It's doing so well, isn't it? And all the corners around the outside and the alocasias and taros, it's going to look epic when they grow up big.
And nice with my little lemongrasses. That grew for you?
Absolutely, yeah. They're starting to get quite big.
Yeah.
They're settling in nicely. So as you said earlier, it's all very exciting in the garden, isn't
Yeah.
it? So this is the banana circle that I mentioned to you earlier, which is wrapped up for winter. So we're currently in February. Late February, and she'll remain wrapped up until April, possibly even May. So the video you've watched tonight, the bananas were planted out in May of 2023. So we're on a mission to get bananas to survive our cold winters and get them to fruit. For those of you that are new to bananas, on average a banana will take 15 months to flower, and then it needs for the flower to be pollinated, which is often done by bats. So it's quite complex, but actually relatively easy to get fruit, providing you can get your bananas to survive through the winter, hence them being wrapped up like this. So what's very exciting is in a couple of months we'll film an episode of us unwrapping the banana circle, and you can see how our bananas have survived or not. So thank you very much once again for watching an episode from the Wildlands Garden, and if you haven't, it's about time you subscribed so that you can follow all our gardening goings on here in the Wildlands Garden. And I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode, where we are looking to succeed at growing bananas, not only for their beauty but also so that we can get them to flower and provide us with lovely bananas to eat this coming summer. So stay tuned for future episodes on our banana circle journey and for lots of other gardening videos. So if you're growing bananas and or have a banana circle, or you're looking to start a banana circle, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Or if you've got any questions about growing bananas, again, drop us a comment if you have any questions about bananas, or in fact any other gardening questions, or if you'd just like to tell me about your garden and what you have planned this year, I'd love to hear from you. So do leave us a comment. And once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon with another episode from the Wildlands Garden. Ciao.